Good evening, good morning, good evening, good night, good day, whatever the time of day it is, whatever it may be. Welcome to I Kind of Believe. It's been a long time, and I'm here with my ever present, ever dutiful, always faithful, my friend Skinny. How have you been, sir?
Oh, it's better. Before the government poisoned me with the
You're
coof,
talking about the Chinese government, of course.
they're all in on it.
I understand that you're suffering from the coof.
Yes, I am suffering from the coof. I've tested positive twice. It sucks, but you know, as long as you're not an unhealthy piece of shit, you pretty much don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah.
Unless you do have pre-existing conditions, but there's measures out there for you to take. Uh, to protect yourself. So, I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. We're in an endemic, which, just means it's just like the flu. It's not going away.
Well, before we get started, uh, thank you for being here. And also, thank you very much to Dave Sonowitz, Arlene. Thanks for coming by. Games, movie, and comics are us. Great to see you. Tatsunami, thank you for being here, sir. What is up, my dude? Yeah, if you guys don't know, Skinny has contacted the damn coronavirus, and I managed to give him a bottle of Sunny D and some vitamin C, and he's agreed to come on short notice. And yeah,
That
he's got
was
some interest.
just enough to keep me going, too.
Yeah, it's Sunny D. They've actually put Sunny D as an item in the Dark Souls series. You might have heard of it called Estus Flask, and it
Estes
gives you
Flask was Sunny D this whole time. I always thought it was Capri Sun.
uh yeah, always Mayor McCheese and sometimes even Mecha McCheese. Yeah, it has been so long. Yeah, I still draw Mayor McCheese a lot, actually. Looks like Games, Movie, and Comics R Us has had a cold for 3 days, but refused to get tested. Probably the same thing. The only reason I want to get tested, and I almost at some points I gotta admit I wanted the China virus, was they give you like 10 days off.
Yeah, it's not worth it, man. I mean, back before I got it, I kind of looked fondly at the people who did catch it. I always kind of hoped I'd be like, man, I'd like to get it so I can get paid time off and just sit around and watch Ninja Turtles all day. But man, this shit fucking sucks. Like even my fucking balls hurt, and it, it is not worth the paid time off. I would be much more happier going to work than dealing with this fucking nonsense. But it's nothing that can't be handled by just typical medication and a few vitamins here and there. Take some vitamin C and D and some zinc.
Sent-
Just basic shit. And that's all you really, or I've really needed. I'm not a medical advisor, just a pothead who has survived COVID.
well, they say weed is supposed to protect you from COVID now.
Yeah, I was actually going to get into that later on. Uh, but yeah, I mean, it's being reported on. There was a study that came out where it says that cannabis has the potential to stop COVID from entering human cells. But sadly, my presence on this stream and with COVID kind of disproves that whole fucking thing because I smoke a lot of weed. So if this were true, I would not have the coof right now.
Well, whatever the case is, whatever it is, I'm just glad you're still with us.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It'll be nicer when my balls stop hurting.
Wow. Tatsunami's been watching for like 3 years. Thank you for the thank you for being with us for so long, Tatsunami. Yeah, and medical privacy is like really nuts. I don't want to get into it too much because you can go find more informed takes and
I will.
misinformation anywhere else on COVID. But yeah, it's what a world we live in. I remember I started
There's
a YouTube channel when this whole thing started because
the
I didn't
tide
really have anything
seems
else
to
to
be
do.
changing. If you haven't noticed, like I think the UK reversed all of their like restrictions and vaccine passports and stuff like that. So I think especially looking at what's going on in France, all these other politicians are like, "Oh shit, maybe we did push our luck a little bit," and it seems like they're starting to back away a bit. I'm
Uh,
hoping so. But I'm
Lorenzo
not too
Pro?
concerned if they pull any shit either, because well, I'm not concerned for us at least, because we kind of got a monopoly on the world supply of guns. I'm not really that worried.
Yeah, Lorenzo's
But I
streaming.
mean, other nations are starting to calm down, so hopefully that'll spread, because that's usually how it goes. They'll do something stupid over in Europe, and then these fucking uppity retards in political offices see this shit overseas, and they're like, "Oh, that's so sophisticated," and then they bring it over here like roundabouts and shit like that. Just unnecessary garbage.
Yeah,
They tried to put in a roundabout where I lived in Alabama, and like people were literally just like drunk off their asses and ramping the little fucking hill in the center of it with their trucks.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
you
no,
drive
look,
by, it basically looks like a monster truck ramp now.
yeah, Lorenzo does a Thursday night stream. Go check him out. But he's an OG IKB, and we love him very much. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
old school CG lore for sure, man. Let's see. Press release thing today with British dude saying all mandates were being reversed.
Yeah,
I've
that's what
been
I was
seeing.
talking about.
Yeah,
Over in the UK, they're doing that, and in a couple of other countries, because France actually repealed a bunch of their fucking. I forget what the phrasings are, and I'm pretty fucking high on cough medicine and marijuana right now too.
yeah.
But they took a bunch of their officials out of office. They forcibly removed them, and it wasn't a violent thing, from what I understand. But yeah, it's got the other bureaucrats shitting themselves and thinking, "Oh fuck, maybe this is the line that we're not supposed to cross with people."
Yeah, let me look that
Because
up.
there has been a lot of protests. They haven't been talking about it on the news, but you will see clips of it from people actually attending them. Like over in the UK, they had this one huge protest. They had this one crazy ass dude like riding around in a horse like he was fucking Braveheart. And it was great to see though, because it was like a bunch of anti-mask vaccine mandate people and everything. And it's good to see people stand up for themselves. It's a
Yeah.
shame that the media is trying to brainwash you into wanting this fucking bullshit. So they're not talking about the huge amounts of protests against it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like Games is saying here. Supreme Court. That was a big case with the mandates and stuff like that.
Yeah. What's really strange is I've been seeing a couple of like, the derangement is so deep that you even have people who claim to be lawyers saying things like, "Oh no, companies like Carhartt and stuff like that can get away with mandating their employees take a vaccine." I'm like, well, if the Supreme Court just said the president doesn't have the power to tell other people to do that, do you think that a private business has that power to tell the other people to do that? I don't think so. I think it's going to leave them open to a lot of fucking lawsuits. Because any civil suits that they start, like if some employee gets fired from working at Carhartt, because they don't want to get the vaccination. They go to court, they can immediately point to both Supreme Court rulings that found that the vaccine mandate was unconstitutional, especially this most recent one, because they said there wasn't sufficient evidence that unvaccinated workers pose any threat to vaccinated workers. It's really interesting stuff, man. But I mean, there's going to be a lot of lawsuits. It's going to get crazy. Kyle Rittenhouse is getting ready to sue a bunch of people too. But why are we talking about this? This isn't I Kind of Believe material.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
I'm
Road
sorry.
Rash.
I'm high. I got on a tangent.
That's okay. Road Rash is a classic, and you should play Road Redemption. It's really good. But Skinny, well, honestly, we haven't done this show in a long time, and it was kind of impromptu tonight. But Skinny had been DMing me a couple times during the week talking about David Carradine. If you don't know David Carradine, you don't know Kung Fu. So I looked up some stories, and I understand that you've been watching something on Tubi recently. Is that correct?
Yes, and just to let people know, Tubi is a free streaming service. The only reason I bring that up is because I actually like this one a lot because the ads aren't too out there and there's not too many of them, but they got a really good selection of like old school shit you can watch, like unsolved mysteries and stuff. And like I said, it's free, so that's always helpful. But yeah, I found this show, Celebrity Ghost Stories, on there that was from like, I want to say like maybe it was like 2013, 2014 or something like that, aired on A&E. And one of the first episodes is Ghostly Tale from David Carradine. I guess if you wanted to read the article, Mecha, you could.
Yeah, I'm going to go learn about Zeta Reticuli in a few minutes. I think she's talking about Spaced Out Radio, which is a pretty cool show. I've only got to check out briefly, but we love this kind of like talking about paranormal, aliens, future stuff. Just this show, we kind of started just to like wonder together. Like when you're on a porch in your friend's backyard drinking some brews on a weekend night, and you just look into the stars and just think about what could be out there. So, yeah, that's kind of what we try to do on the show. But yeah, let me talk about this Ghostly Tales from David Carradine. So, believe it or not, this man, this kung fu star, and this was published in 2009. David Carradine believed his wife's ex-husband's ghost haunted their bedroom closet. His wife's ex-husband's ghost.
Yeah, apparently like she had twins with the deceased husband, not while he's deceased, but apparently he came down with pancreatic cancer before they were born, and it just killed him. So the story is that like David comes into the picture and he's at the place, and the ghost is starting to do things like, he's trying to bang his wife, and apparently the closet door starts like open and shut by itself, like angrily, because like your ghost husband, you don't want to see some David Carradine banging your wife. I wouldn't. That wrinkled old ass up in the air, fucking kung fu and shit. No, thank you. But David Carradine then explains, like the closet was the ghost area too, which I thought was really hilarious because what David Carradine likes to do in closets. And then you're wondering why the ghost might be a little upset. Like, I saw you in here the other night with your dick in your hand.
It brings that whole cuckolding thing into perspective too, huh?
Yeah, and apparently, the wife understands, and she's like, yeah, he's just pissed off. And then she's like, he died before he was able to be there for his children and stuff, and he's just pissed off because of that. And they're just really handling it nonchalantly too, like, think shit like this would make the papers more often. But anyways, I guess David Carradine wanted to make peace with them, so he did some things. Apparently, he was sitting at the kitchen table, and the ghost like slapped an old key on there so he could go get a guitar for one of the kids. And it was just really strange. His story really didn't add up. The ghost loved that fucking closet, man. And I'm curious if that's the same closet at the other
it can't be.
circumstances.
Well, let me read from the article a little bit. In a new cable show, Celebrity Ghost Stories, Kearney says the ghost of wife Annie's ex-husband lived in the couple's bedroom closet. The interview was filmed several months before Carradine turned up dead in a hotel room closet in Bangkok.
Oh, okay. So he was in a different closet altogether.
Yeah.
I was curious about that. I wasn't ever curious enough to actually look it up. But I was like, I wonder if that was the same closet.
No.
But yeah, he said that after he did some stuff for the kids, he was recalling that, he felt like the ghost had calmed down because he finally, realized that David Carradine was going to be there for the long haul.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't. But the ghost had calmed down, and the funny thing was, it's like at the end of it, his last ghost experience was that apparently at the back of the closet, there were still a couple of ties left of the dead husbands, and one of them had like flipped around to a pin that just said Grateful Dead. Bum bum bum.
Bum bum bum. The Grateful Dead.
Thanks for teaching my kid how to play guitar, David Carradine. And thanks for jacking off in another man's closet instead of mine.
So Carradine said he would hear sounds from the closet shortly after marrying his fifth wife. I think Dana was hanging out in the closet, he says, and sometimes when I walked into the closet, it would be cold in there, unreasonably cold. He added that once he found one of the dead man's old ties turned around to show a Grateful Dead logo, which he took as an expression of gratitude from the grave that he was taking care of Annie.
Yeah, I love how he phrases things too during his interview that I was watching of this, which we can't show because of copyright bullshit.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, write your local congressman. I will.
Me too.
But yeah, it's like how he phrases it. It was unreasonably cold. Like he was sitting there arguing with the cold. That's just like the first mental image I get because David was into some really wild shit.
Well, like our
Let's be honest here.
People are weird. People are weird. It's kind of like when people moan.
This guy moaned at least this loud.
Yeah.
Oh man. Was that one of the guys from the motel that he was found in?
I think that was one of the ghosts, actually.
But yeah, I mean that show is like a wealth of knowledge. There's a lot of celebrities on it. Like Carrie Fisher was on there, and she was talking about being haunted by, and this is how she put it: Republican, gay, drug addict, best friend. And I'm like, in that order too. And I'm like, you're talking about a deceased person, and the first thing you're gonna think of is what political party they belong to? That was strange. But apparently, like, one of her friends just came over and slept in her bed with her and just fucking died in there. And
wait, what?
He haunted her for a while. Yeah, her friend died in her bed. OD'd. I think it was heroin.
It was a gay Republican.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how she described him. She said he was a Republican gay drug addict best friend. I'm like, man. It's just it was just so strange how the first thing she had said was Republican. Though I don't know, I just found that odd and strange. Like you would use that. We didn't used to describe people that way.
So it's so weird to me that that they were able to have this much material to call a show Celebrity Ghost Stories.
Oh, they have like Dee Snider was on there. I forget who the fuck was haunting Dee Snider. I kind of zoned out on that one. Fucking Tom Arnold has a haunted organ in his family home, apparently. He was telling a story about how it was a Mormon organ specifically made for this one organist lady. And when she had died, the church just moved up, but they had to put this big ass fucking pipe organ somewhere. So they put it inside this house under the condition that, whoever was in the house would take good care of it and do regular maintenance. Apparently, Tom Arnold, he got jealous of it because his parents took so much care of it and they were always telling him, don't fucking fuck around with this thing. So he got drunk and he started playing on it. Apparently, after that, he had angered the ghost of the organ and it would suddenly just start playing in the middle of the night until eventually what they ended up doing was, I think they found somebody from the old congregation who actually knew how to play the organ. They're like, we have to pay our respects to the spirit. So to pay their respects, they had somebody who could actually play the organ. It was
in organ.
Yeah, it was pretty actually neat. At least the organ was, if that was the one. It's hard to tell because they recreate so much shit that you don't know if you're seeing the actual organ or just some bullshit stock photo of an organ. Because the way he talked about it sounded really cool. And apparently he still owns that house. So
Who does?
Tom Arnold.
Tom Arnold's a mess, man.
Yeah, he is. But he's an entertaining mess. And all celebrities are messes, man. I mean, you can't look at them and be like, those ain't some fucked up people.
Yeah. Like, who else could be a celebrity, other than somebody that's really fucked up?
Gary Busey. It's not that hard.
Are you telling me Gary Busey has an episode?
What about that one chick who ended up being in like some sex cult that was on that
Allison Mack
show? Yeah.
Wasn't she on the Superman show?
The Superman show.
Yeah.
Was that CW or was that something else?
No, that was the CW, yeah.
I didn't know if CW did Smallville or not. I know they did like Arrow and The Flash, and I liked those for a bit, and then they got really goofy and stupid, and I just stopped watching them.
Yeah, I think the second season of Arrow, or the first season of Arrow, actually, back in 2012, was like the first SJW writing on mainstream TV.
Yeah.
That's where the infection started with a character named Felicity.
Well, anyway. I never cared much for Arrow, but I really did like Flash, even though it was really kind of cheesy and like the Batman 1960s style. But then it got into this period where it turned into the Iris West show.
Yeah.
And I hated her as a character. And it's not even because like it's a black actress. I like the actress fine. She's a nice girl. But her character is written to be unlikable. I mean, she does things that make absolutely no fucking sense. And then out of nowhere, she's the center of attention. I'm like, you can't even run fast. What the fuck? I'm here for my man. I'm here for Barry. What the fuck is this dumb shit?
Nobody wants to watch a superhero show where the superhero, can't do it on his own. I need my girlfriend who doesn't have powers to fix this problem. Like, okay, well, I'm just going to stop watching them. That's stupid.
And I always kind of like the Flash, too, because he was like the one hero who's secretly a villain.
Is he?
Yeah. I mean, if you really think about it, everything like big monumental that's happened in the DC universe that like put everything at stake, he's usually at the fucking center of it. Like, I'm not saying he's intentionally doing it, but he's like the Mr. Magoo of the fucking DC universe, and he accidentally ends up almost destroying everything because he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Well, one of the funnest things to me was when the Flash, I think it was season 2 of the Flash, they started exploring this parallel Earth thing, like other dimensions. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
something I could talk about for a long time. Like one of the stories we probably talked about before was like the man from Torrid.
Oh yeah, the multiverse.
Yeah.
Which I've seen stories that said that they have actually proved it with some samples that they took from the Aurora Borealis or something. Maybe I'm misremembering that. I might be. I don't want to spread like fake bullshit, but
Yeah.
I did remember reading this is maybe about 7 or 8 months ago, something about it. I think we even covered it in one of our old episodes briefly.
The multiverse is such a really fun concept for me. If you haven't seen the latest Spider-Man movie, and I kind of hate Marvel movies these days, but what they did with this last Spider-Man movie was absolutely excellent. And it's like even like back in 2012, 2013, 2014 when the Flash was shown, when they started doing the multiverse stuff, it's just a really, really fun concept. Like, what if there was a other you somewhere? Like, what would that person be like? And would it be
Well, I mean, I'm
masturbating if
open
you had
to it.
sex with
Like,
them?
not to completely get on the subject of comics, but like, I've talked about doing that with Otis. Like when I'm talking with Doug about doing the crossover, I'm like, how we explain it, multiverse. There you go. And he's like, oh, okay, that works. I was like, yeah. Bam. Problem solved. Multiverse. Sometimes our worlds collide as long as, we both agree and there's no
Now,
copyright infringement.
if you had sex with yourself from a multiverse, would it be masturbating?
I don't know, but for once when somebody told me to go fuck myself, I actually could.
Well, the Scientific American, a probably legit source.
I don't know. I wouldn't sleep with me, man. I'd probably leave my ass hanging.
I don't think I'm that good looking.
I don't either. I'd be out looking for better ass.
Yeah, I wouldn't sleep with me if I had the choice. Let's see. There's actually a Scientific American article on this, and they're probably a approved news source. Apparently, you have to sign in to read the whole article, but the parallel universe thing is not a foreign concept to a lot of people. Like what? Like there's the whole thing with string theory and all that too.
Yeah, sorry. Somebody was in the chat. Oh, hey. Oh man. It's a good time I looked down. Also got some new stuff from Carlos.
Oh.
I'm not gonna show it on here. But I'll show you afterwards.
Show me.
But no, Molby was actually asking.
Oh, where's Molby? Send him the link.
He has the link. He said, you streaming? I said, yes. I kind of believe with Mecha. And he just says, what you said. What?
Get
what
in
the
here,
fuck,
Molby.
Hey, he's black. He doesn't understand our obsession with the paranormal.
Well, speaking
He's
of
like,
paranormal,
these crazy ass white people. Why are they on here talking about this dumb bullshit?
hang on. Speaking of that, let me.
You really don't see a lot of black conspiracy theorists, though. If you really think about it, I'm kind of thinking about it now. I don't really remember seeing a lot of black fellers talking about UFOs and shit.
They ain't got time for all that.
Maybe they're the aliens.
Let me see if I can find a good one. Hang on. Sorry. Shouldn't be this hard to find.
What the hell are you waiting on?
Hang on. Let's try this. Okay, I got something.
Okay.
All right, let's see. That's already creepy as it is.
Oh, wait, there's a fourth shot now? What the fuck? See, this is why I ain't doing this dumb shit. Call me when there's a Game of the Year edition.
She kind of got a dumpy.
It comes with all the DLC.
What are you talking about? What the fuck happened with this one? She got scared because a ball dropped. Try this.
I'm not moving, and it's in the same bed as me, dude. Who's here with me? You really
What?
can't hear that, Nikki? You're gonna have like 15 minutes of you're trying to listen to right now.
So if anybody's in here with me, I'm gonna put this little speaker on.
Are you walking around right now? Nikki?
I'm right here.
You're not moving?
I'm right here.
I legit just had a shadow at the bottom of my feet.
The fuck?
I'm not moving.
What?
I don't know. That was a weird one.
Oh.
Okay, that's a creepy one.
Hey, I got something we can talk
Yeah?
about. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Boom. All right. So we got female space alien accuses ex-governor of sexual misconduct. This is in Albany, New York. A shapely female alien accuses former Is it sharing or do I got to do the thing? Oh, no, it is. Okay. Shapely female alien accused former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo of groping her breasts, and the bizarre incident nearly sparked an interstellar war. That is the mind-boggling claim of a source close to the district attorney for the state of New York, who uncovered evidence of the alleged 2021 encounter. She presented it to New York Assembly as Governor Cuomo was dealing with other accusations. Republican members of the New York House considered adding the matter as a separate charge against the former Governor Cuomo. They claim that Cuomo's actions endangered the security of New York State, said the sources, who insisted on complete anonymity. Fuck, I hate that word. But in the end, they were unwilling to break a long-standing bipartisan agreement to keep all proof of human alien contact secret. Apparently, when the male aliens were out of the room, smooth operator Cuomo allegedly sidled up to the bulbous-headed beauty who was clad in a body-hugging lycra-like jumpsuit.
Would that turn you on?
I don't know. I'd have to see this alien. If it's this one up here, I gotta say, no.
Show me again. I don't know, man. She got the mommy milkers for sure.
Yeah, but you gotta be a better looking alien than that.
Just a little bit.
But yeah,
I'm not at all surprised that
when no one was looking, the former New York governor put his hand on her waist and then on her breasts.
Imagine traveling half the cosmos only to get groped by Andrew Cuomo. What's this article I see in the corner? It says world's biggest butt.
World's biggest butt? We can click on it.
No, I don't want to.
Well, that's too late.
We got
5 feet 3 inches wide. Mecha.
I know women shorter than that.
There's a lot of. I like that butt. That one.
That's a nice one.
Here's one for you.
Yeah.
This one's like from that movie In Orbit.
I swear to God, I saw her steal from Target today.
My wife loves that. Oh God, that's the front butt. I thought that was Dave Chappelle at first.
Oof.
Like, oh no, not you too. Apparently, Jessica Simpson loves being fat.
I believe it.
Why'd you make me click on the butt story?
I don't know. I like that one, though.
How to sell your soul to the devil.
Check that one out.
A how-to guide. All right, let's see. How do we do this? Let's make some things happen. I want taxes
disclaimer, we don't want anyone to actually
set the deal up properly. There's a right and a wrong way to make contact with the devil. The right way is to be alone in your room and close your eyes and say, Satan, I summon you. I have a quality soul to sell if the price is right. It may take dozens, even hundreds of tries, but at all costs avoid sounding desperate or needy. He'll show up eventually. Okay. What I don't get is this like ignores the whole idea like the crossroads. I always thought that was a cool thing. Where like the old blues musicians would have to go to the crossroads and like bury a picture or something like that in the middle and then just wait and then sell their soul to learn to play guitar.
Remember, you're going to burn in hell forever. So no matter how badly off you are now, demand the best.
Yeah. This one says steal from a position of power. By far, the biggest mistake is people underestimate how badly Satan wants their soul. It's like a precious gold to him, and he'll pay anything to get it. When he appears, you have to make the first offer, then up it. Oh, yeah. It's like fucking Shark Tank, but with your soul. All right. Get the absolute best. Remember, you're going to burn in hell forever, so no matter. Yeah, you read that.
I like how nonchalant they are about it.
Remember to demand the life extension clause.
If you take any of this seriously, I want you to go to church and find Jesus.
I do like number 4. The devil won't tell you if you don't ask, but you can get a guarantee of 300 years of youthful life before you go to eternal damnation. Why enjoy a mere 75 or 80 years of reckless living when you can get 300?
Jeez. Is that all it takes?
That's weird.
Dr. Tooth, huh?
Yeah. And we got more Elvis sightings. There's always Elvis sightings.
Hey, Amit Reina. How are you?
That looks more like what's his name from the Super Mario Brothers movie?
Elvis?
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be Elvis, but it looks more like Dennis Hopper. When he has like the fucking cornrows and shit, like he did in the Super Mario Brothers movie. But yeah, apparently this is Elvis.
I believe it.
Oh. He's out here looking for his what was it? Fried peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
Fool's Gold Loaf.
There's a lot of speculation that he did fake his death, but who knows?
I still think Michael Jackson's out there somewhere.
I'm just disappointed this is a toilet he died on. Like, I always imagined it would be a lot fancier. Like, he would have like a golden fucking shitter, like fucking diamonds encrusted in it and shit. Like, it would be like, you know, fucking all rhinestoned out like his get up would be. But it's not. It's just like a normal fucking toilet you would find at like Walmart.
Actually, I think I have video of Michael Jackson still alive.
Yeah, there's this one. Elvis Goes to Graceland with Michael Jackson.
Very blessed. David joins us today, and he insists he's not a victim. He's a survivor. David, please come join us.
That's Michael Jackson.
Amazing.
GQ studs.
Look at this.
Pleasure.
Look at this.
Pleasure.
Color coordinated, too.
You know, and first things first.
That's my legal name.
And you changed your name after this all happened. Why?
About 2 years ago, I changed it legally to Dave Dave.
Actually, that's a different guy.
Wait, who is Dave Dave? Why is he all burned up?
Because that's Michael Jackson.
Was it a meth explosion?
Yeah.
It usually is. And his name's Dave Dave.
Yeah.
That seems pretty interesting. I guess you could call him Double D too.
Yeah. I think he died though. Dave did.
Oh, poor Dave Dave. I like Dave Dave.
Michael Jackson was like the biggest pop star. I can't find it. There used to be a really convincing video, actually. I'll show it another time. What's up, guy from Red Bank?
Yeah. Michael Jackson's still alive. He's hanging out with Elvis in Graceland. They're using the secret toilets that are like really decked out. They're not using those crappy ones that they make you think they use.
Oh, here we go. Now I found it. All right. Folks, I have the scoop.
Joining us now here in Los Angeles, Miko Brando, who was with us almost every night. He was set on fire in 1983, suffered, as you can see, terrible scars. Michael Jackson befriended him and paid for a lot of his surgeries. Dave is also attending the burial. Why Dave?
Well, to liberate myself from the confines of my father's criminality.
He caused the fire?
Yeah. He is a criminal, and he caused all this. To free myself of his name and his legacy, I decided to become my own person through changing my name.
We'll find out.
That's 100% Michael Jackson.
But what is Dave saving Michael Jackson's a criminal?
No, that is Michael Jackson.
Oh. It could be. I mean, you don't know.
Journalism here, folks. I would like to use Shane Davis's soul in order for me to get rich. I think you would only be able to afford cool toy statues with his soul.
And remember, make him give you the first offer. And then up the ante. Soul is a very powerful thing.
It is.
So make sure and get one of those coupon books that they sell at kids' schools. Those things are really, they come in handy. You'll be glad you did it. It's worth a soul.
Until you don't use them.
You'll save thousands.
And then it all expires. Because you never use it.
Have you ever bought one of those books? I always buy one and only use like 2 coupons, and then the rest of them just expire. I guess you got abducted by the
No,
alien.
I'm here. I'm sorry. I guess my takeaway is that's 100% Michael Jackson.
Has Moby not joined up yet?
I don't see Moby.
He said, give me a minute. That was like 15 minutes ago.
Oh, man.
Working on ghetto time. Oh, well. Disappointed in you, Moby. You just proven the stereotype that black men don't care about aliens. Instead of forwarding the progress of representation in the conspiracy field.
Couponing can be a real business. Yeah, I agree on it.
Yeah, I agree. The Crazy Ex that I had on one of them, I had a lot of them. She was actually really into couponing, and that's like the only redeeming quality I've ever looked back on and thought about. But this bitch could like walk out with like $400 worth of groceries for like $30.
Yeesh.
Like the way she would stack coupons, and she would also stack them on top of sales, especially I think at Publix. It was insane. They even had a TV show about people doing that, man. And basically they were just using exploits, man, like in a video game. Like they find glitches and exploits in the system. They were finding them kind of like loopholes with the coupons. Like one of the loopholes was because Publix does a lot of BOGO stuff. So the coupons will, only used, once per item. But if you're doing a buy one, get one free, that means you could actually use 2 coupons for that item. So instead of just getting $1 off, you could be getting $2 off. And if the thing's only like $2.59, And basically, you're paying 59 cents for 2 different items. It's fucking crazy, man.
That is crazy.
But yeah, but that's like a whole other fucking monster, man, because there's like huge Facebook groups where they all mail each other coupons and they trade out coupons.
Uh-huh.
It's like Pokemon cards, but like for fucking middle-aged white women.
Those Pokemon people are nuts, man.
But yeah, it was insane the amount of money they could save by doing that. I wish I had paid more attention and kind of learned how to do it myself, but I didn't.
Have you ever got into the Pokemon thing?
No. I bought a couple Pokemon cards when I was a kid because it was popular, but I never played the game. I bought a bunch of Magic cards too back when I was growing up in the 90s. I never played that game either. I just thought the artwork was really cool. I just like looking at the cards. I was happy with that. I do play Magic now, or I used to. I have an active deck floating around somewhere. I've got stooched away that I'll play with my friends every so often. I always thought Pokemon was really stupid.
Yeah, I never liked it. I was more of a Digimon fan.
I didn't like the cartoon either. I'm not an anti-anime person either, but I think a lot of the stuff that at least I was first exposed to, I thought was just total fucking garbage. Well, not all of it. Like, there was one, Tenchi Muyo. That one was actually pretty cool. I think that was
I
one of
love
the.
Tenchi. I used to watch that on Adult Swim or whatever they had at night.
I enjoyed that one. I never got into Inuyasha, but I knew one of my friends was like so obsessed with that show that he was like drawing it everywhere. He had a guitar, it had Inuyasha on it. He got a truck, he wrote Inuyasha on it. So I was already predisposed not to like it because it was just everywhere for him.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I see enough of it. And with this guy, I'm not going to go home and watch this shit. I will say I did go see the Pokemon movie in theaters, but only did that so I could get that stupid golden fucking. Was it the golden card? No, it was just one trading card. I got the golden card from like Burger King or McDonald's or some shit. Remember when they did that, where they had like the gold plated cards? When that movie first came out.
Well, how did Amit get a first generation Mewtwo card from Japan?
I mean, they had them. It originated in Japan, so all the original cards are going to be from Japan.
Wait,
all
Amit,
the ones
tell
that
us
are
how you
printed
got a
in
hold of
English
that.
are just reprints. Huh? I think there's still a market for them. I mean, I'm sure there is. I mean, people still fucking love Pokemon. I didn't get into playing Pokemon Go, but all my friends did, so I just kind of walked with them so I could tell them, like, hey, a car's coming, retard. You might want to stop.
There's a guy that died on the news tonight.
That kind of fell out of the news. Remember, like, not too long ago, it was all over the news. They were talking about, how terrible it is that Pokemon Go people were going to, like, cemeteries and shit. And they were acting like it was the end of the world, that people were enjoying something. Hell, I was happy. I was like, man, it's people getting actually out of their house and walking around and actually doing something, being active, and not just sitting behind their phone. Like they're actually, doing stuff. Even if it's some stupid game, they're still participating in a physical activity. That's, I don't know. I would never see something like that to be shunned. And who fucking cares if they're going to cemeteries? Nobody else visits dead people, so why shouldn't they be able to? As long as somebody's going there, I don't think the dead really give a shit.
True.
I mean, as long as they're being respectful. I like going to cemeteries. You ever just go to like random cemeteries, just go to check it out?
Never.
You haven't? It's often
Never.
really cool because sometimes you can run across ones that are like really fucking old, man.
Well, what have
There's
you?
actually there's still cemeteries out there, still undiscovered to this day. Like, you know, shit that's been around since the late 1700s and even prior to that. And I'm not talking about like India burial grounds.
Well, how long have you spent there?
Spent where?
At a cemetery.
Oh, just walk around for about an hour or so. It just depends on how big it is. But it's always nice to go walking in cemeteries. I don't know. I always find it's kind of neat. All these people came before you, man. Like, they all had some kind of impact on the world that you're living in.
Some of them are so old that they couldn't have lived long enough to meet you.
Yeah, and sometimes, you see nice things. Like, you'll see whole families, like, all lined up. I don't know. It's just a nice thought. I don't see a lot of people putting, the newer graves aren't really all that great. The old ones are really cool. I'm not a goth. I just like cemetery. I like horror stuff. I do. I write horror comics. I just like weird shit. I'm just a weird person.
You like?
But I was a juggalo. I wasn't a goth, but I was a juggalo.
Do you like horror video games?
Yeah, I like horror video games.
Apparently, Rainbow Six Extraction came out today.
What the fuck is that?
It's like Rainbow Six Siege, but zombies.
Oh, that
Tom
sounds
Clancy
like something I
Zombies.
need to wait for it to be on sale for really cheap.
Well, apparently it's on Game Pass, Xbox, but not PC.
Oh, well, then I don't get to play it because I'm on PC. That GTFO game finally actually officially launched because I've been playing that and it's been in early access. But it officially launched not too long ago, and I'm really happy with that. That's an excellent game. That's a good horror game because it's like 4-person co-op, and you're going down into like this research facility, like deep within, a planet or whatever. And it kind of feels like Alien. There's a lot of like old tech floating around, and it's definitely not a run and gun game either. Like you're having to be super careful. Like one misstep and you just fucked everybody and you all die. So you're having to like sneak kill a lot of enemies. It's really fun, man. Like they really nailed the fucking horror atmosphere of it.
Yeah. I want to play more Aliens. We were doing okay that one night, but I have this jacked up hard drive that it was on, and like I nudged it, and like the game dropped. So
Yeah, that one was all right. I didn't mind it too much. It wasn't really horror though. It was more, just it was more action than anything. But I still appreciate games like that as well. I just don't like it when games pretend to be something they're not.
agreed.
Like if you're gonna go like full blown action like that Aliens game, then they did it the best way that they could. Like because we were just constantly getting hit by aliens, man. It was fun. They didn't like try to set it up and disperse it in different areas and try to make it more horror. Like they were like, no, fuck that. We're going to action. And that was cool.
Agreed.
But that game was fun to play. I like playing World War Z too.
Yeah, I like World War Z.
World War Z is a very fun game. I enjoy that one a lot. I've been playing the Borderlands games over again recently because I got the COVID. Or I've been attempting to. Let me rephrase, because it's hard for me to do a lot of things because when you're really sick and you're having like fevers for like days on end, you get kind of scatterbrained. Like it takes me forever to do like one thing. Like there have been times where I've like sat here for 2 hours and I'm like, I need to just reach over and grab this bong and take a hit and I'll feel better. And it takes me 2 hours just to work up the energy and like the devotion to be, because it's just one of those six where you're just sitting there, you're just fucking groaning, man. You're just fucking sucks.
What the hell is Lake?
Been playing Lake. I don't know what Lake is. I mean, if you play it and like it, I wouldn't yell at you for that. I don't even know what it is. Shit. Yeah, what other?
Apparently,
That's why I like the PC gaming, though, man. Like, you know, I was with Xbox for a while, but I feel a lot more free now that I'm doing it like all on the computer. Because I mean, like, even with like the Xbox exclusives, I can still play those because, you know, Microsoft, Windows, I got Windows. So
apparently, the Rainbow Six Extraction is free. You just have to connect to your Ubisoft account or something.
Oh, I don't like doing that. Dumb, god damn it! I fucking.
It didn't take me too long to.
That's another fucking launcher. I don't want to do it. You can keep your fucking game. I don't want it.
You fucking
People
fucks.
keep telling me they're like, "Oh, this game's free on this launcher." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to download all these." I have my Xbox Game Pass and I got my Steam. I don't understand why I need anything beyond that. It's going to turn into the bullshit like the streaming services, because streaming was really cool and it was just Netflix and Hulu.
Right.
You know. But then when all the fucking, you know, the different stations and shit decided that they're going to do their own fucking thing, and Disney's like, we're going to do our own thing, and Paramount and yada yada. I'm like, holy shit, fuck all that. Oh man, no. And now they're trying to do that with games essentially too, because like all these different fucking not developers, but publishers are trying to start their own fucking launchers so they can keep more of the profit, because they're not happy with the cut that Steam took, which I blame Steam for that too. Steam could step up and be like, hey bros, you know, maybe we do take a little too much from you guys. Maybe we'll back off a little bit as long as you stay. But they didn't even do that. They weren't even open to negotiations, which I thought was kind of shitty. I don't know. That is the one aspect of PC gaming I can't fucking stand, is the bullshit with the fucking launchers and shit.
Yeah. Oh no.
Even on Game Pass. I don't know why they do that on Game Pass. It's annoying as fuck. It's like, even though we're offering it on this platform, you have to actually download and sign up for this other platform to get all these benefits. And I'm like, why can't you just let me download the game?
Right.
Why can't I do it from here like every other game? Why are y'all overcomplicating things? But it is what it is. I'm looking forward to that Evil Dead game coming out. I don't
Which
know
one's
when
that?
it's coming out. Maybe it's out already. It's supposed to be this co-op shooter game based on Evil Dead. Sounded kind of cool. I've still been playing a lot of that Ghost Hunters game. That one has changed a lot.
Really?
Yeah, that guy's been updating the game. I don't like Phasmophobia anymore.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems with that game.
Well, they've added a lot. They've put a lot of work into it, so I don't want to diminish the game in that respect. But the entire process of that game is you go inside the house and you gather evidence to figure out what kind of ghost it is, and then you leave. I don't like that part because I like the Ghost Hunters more because you go in the house, you gather evidence, you figure out what kind of ghost you're dealing with, and then you exorcise the fucking thing. You get to zap it with the neutrino gun and shit, and then you leave. And Phasmophobia just kind of annoys me because it's just you're never acting in a offensive position. You're
Right.
always on the defensive in Phasmophobia. There's no point where you're like, okay, this ghost has annoyed me. Now I get to fuck his shit up.
Right.
So, but Ghost Hunters, they've improved a lot. They've been adding a lot of free maps and stuff like that. It's worked out great. There's only one map that I think is fucking terrible, and that was actually one of the maps it launched with. It's called the Pianist's Manor, but I call it the Penis Manor because it fucking sucks. But that
Yeah,
game's
that sounds
really
like
fun. We have a blast with that one, and I'm trying to get into playing this other one called Obsidio. And that one's really interesting because this one's where you have to figure out what it is and then exercise it. But this one, apparently, the developer has added in like hundreds of different ghost interactions, whether it be crucifixes appearing on the wall or it raining blood or a graves appearing outside. Plate smashing, all kinds of crazy, just bogus shit. You'll see like paintings just like flying across the room. Like there's so many different things that the ghosts can do, and it's really interesting how that one plays that one, because that one's more like a puzzle game because you're trying to figure out what kind of ghost it is, because if you don't get it right, you can't exorcise it. And it's so tedious to figure out because you're having to pay attention to every little interaction that the ghost is having. And they're having all kinds of interactions. Like, you hear plate smashing or something like that, or you'll hear music. You'll be like, okay, that's this. And that can happen with these three. I don't know. It's really cool. I'm getting on a rant about video games. I like video games. What's Telltale's Dexter? I thought Telltale went out of business. I thought they closed up shop.
Oh, you didn't miss anything, Dave. But thanks for being here.
I just ranted about video games for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Or not ranted, but rambled.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking forward to not being sick anymore, so I can get back on the trails in search of Big Nut.
Yeah. Potentially a Big Nut story coming our way.
I don't know. We might if I ever see his ass out there. I'm looking, though.
Maybe in print?
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, guys, it's a good trial run. I think next time we come, I'll do a little research and put together some good stories.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
just
try
happy
to be
to have
less
tried it
high
all.
on
I'm
cough
not
medicine.
gonna lie, I've been drinking pretty hard.
I'm just fucked up because I mean, I'm not intentionally like high on cough medicine, but yeah, I seldom take
Did you say
medication. So,
cock medicine?
yeah, cough medicine.
Yeah, but you have it.
But so even when I take like a regular dose of something, it kind of sends me for a loop because I very seldom take anything. Like even if I have a headache, I usually just ride it out. You know, beyond my smoking weed, I don't do anything. I have to really be hurting to take a Tylenol. So,
I
like
think
when
next,
I'm taking this fucking NyQuil, it's like, boof.
maybe our next show we got to talk about this sickness, this madness taking over the internet, and do an episode on NFTs.
Ooh, can we? Maybe we can talk about the mass psychosis.
Yeah.
Because that one's actually concerning. Because I think there's a lot. Things start making sense when you start thinking about that. And there's been proven cases of it, so there's lots to research and talk about.
But before we go, Dave has a final question for you, Skinny.
Does Big Nut leave testicle tracks in the snow? Oh, yeah. He's got big nuts, man. And you just see, it looks like two big deer prints, like massive, like bear-sized deer prints. Like, you know. But then it looks like somebody just dropped two bowling balls just right between them. And that's what the tracks look like. Big old nut tracks.
What did Dave say? Non-fudgeable tokens. Yeah.
That's why they call him Big Nut, bro.
Well, on that note,
he's here to feed and breed, man.
That has got to be the gayest jacket I've ever seen.
Oh, man. I actually really liked that movie.
what movie is it?
Isn't that Hardcore Henry?
I think it is, yeah.
Where it was originally, they did this, they filmed a music video in the first person kind of perspective, using like an iPhone or something like that. And somebody liked it so much, they're like, why don't you do a whole movie like that? And they're like, okay. And yeah, there you go, Hardcore Henry. Yeah, it's hard to watch, but it's still a very interesting film to see if you can get over all the camera shake and stuff.
Well, on that note,
oh, I love that one. My favorite version of that one is the one where they're doing the Full Metal Jacket, though, where he's like, show me your war face. And he's like, ah. Oh.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for coming by. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Later, taters.
Later.